Welcome to today's video. Today I have a question here from Leneki, and I hope I'm pronouncing that name correctly. You said, "Hi Sunny and support community. My name is Leneki and I live in the Netherlands. For about 2.5 years now, I followed your YouTube channel daily and I already learned so much." Wonderful. I'm happy to hear that. You said, "What a beautiful bonus it is to be part of a like-minded community." If you're wondering what community Leneki is talking about, I'll link it down below. It is my free support group. Over there, you can connect with our entire community from this channel, all of the people focused in doing this same work, and you can submit your questions to me about things that you're going through, things you're having a hard time with in regards to the practice of this teaching. So if you haven't joined that yet, I'll link that down below. Please go ahead and join over there. So Leneki, you said, "I would love to get some help with going deeper in meditation. Often I experience anxiety when the stream of thinking almost stops, and it seems like as if there is an immediate association with anxiety. Although I know that this anxiety can also be observed, it still overwhelms me. Thank you for creating this community, Sunny. I'm happy for that." Wonderful. So you said, "I would love to get some help with going deeper in meditation. Often I experience anxiety when the stream of thinking almost stops, and it seems as if there is an immediate association with anxiety." Now, the anxiety that arises from the stopping of thinking and the anxiety that arises maybe because you have to go to a party later and you're insecure about yourself, or you don't know how you're going to pay the bills next month, right? Whatever situation, story-related situation that you feel is causing the anxiety is always irrelevant. That's just the form, the teacher through which this lesson that you're about to learn is arising through. So actually, the anxiety that is arising due to the thinking stopping is the same. It has the same source as the anxiety that arises from something else. So you are right about the part where you say anxiety is observable, because anxiety is something that you observe to arise and subside. You are there before it's arising. You are there when it's there momentarily, and then you are still present after it has gone. You are not anxiety. You observe its coming and going. I'm not talking to you, Leneki, are observing anxiety. I'm talking about you, that which is aware of your experience. That nameless, formless reality which is aware of your experience, which is the space in which an object called anxiety arises and subsides in the form of sensations. So the problem is, you say that when it arises, there's an immediate association with anxiety. And I like the way that you said that, because that is what the definition of identification is. That something that arises in your seeing is taken to be what you are. In that moment, we no longer have a sense of, I am aware of this, but rather, it consumes me. It becomes who I am. It claims to be the subject of my experience. And I start to live from that thought, from that point of view, from that anxiety. So yes, the path of dissolving this identification is judgmentless observation of the sensations of anxiety. Now you say, "I know it can be observed, but it still overwhelms me." Now I'm here to propose to you that sense of being overwhelmed is also an observable feeling that is equally arising in the space of your seeing. Is your awareness shying away from the sense of overwhelm? The overwhelm that arises on behalf of the mind, which says, "No, this anxiety should not be present. It's too much." It is the mind which feels overwhelmed. However, you, that which is aware of the mind being overwhelmed, Are you overwhelmed? I know you said you put the word me in quotations when you said overwhelms me, because I understand that you know what you're talking about, that it's not you that is overwhelmed, but you can't just settle at hearing these words that, okay, it is not you in truth that is overwhelmed. You have to confirm this as truth in your experience. You have to confirm in your experience by looking, experimenting, applying what we are talking about, and seeing that the awareness of anxiety is not anxious. The awareness of overwhelm is not overwhelmed. Awareness is like a light which shines equally on everything. It doesn't shy away from any object. Awareness is like the space of this room, which equally allows every object in this room to be as it is. It has no notion of gain or loss. It has no notion of I want this or I don't want this. It has no notion of I'm going to run away from this and I want to get more of this. The space is just the pure allowance of all objects, whether they're beautiful or ugly, whether they're good or bad, big or small. You see? The light or in the space in which they appear has no concept of them. Similar to you, that which is aware of your experience. The awareness of your experience is free from this sense of overwhelm. This you have to confirm in your experience as if it's true or not. And once you start to discover that awareness as your very own self, this association with anxiety, this association, identification with overwhelm will start to cease. It will start to dissolve. And there will be some space between you and the overwhelm from where you're able to even observe that judgmentlessly, descriptionlessly. And it will play out whatever pattern, and it will dissolve in its own time when it must. For nothing that appears can stay forever. Not everything that appears disappears. So that is something that I would like you to observe, because this is the way to go deeper in meditation. You cannot go deeper in meditation by constantly resisting what is. You cannot say, oh, let me just get rid of this anxiety or rid of this overwhelm, and then I'll be able to go deeper in meditation. These aren't obstacles. These are your very opportunities, but you have to face them. You have to learn to apply these teachings and confirm these things in your own experience in that very moment, because these seeming obstacles are your path to going deeper into your practice. Shy away from nothing. The moment you turn away, the moment you avoid or run away or resist, you contract yourself. But when you just remain open in the face of all sensation, all feeling, then no obstacle can hold you down. You continue to acknowledge yourself as the awareness, which has no notion of clinging or resisting, and therefore no suffering. Also, just some last words on why you're feeling this anxiety. I know I said that it doesn't matter earlier why you're feeling it. The point is that it's there. However, I just wish to share a few words on this particular type of anxiousness that arises when thought stops and it's just silent. And it's like that anxiousness, it's like the mind which doesn't want to be exposed. You know, because we have such a great sense of investment, sense of identity, sense of self invested in the mind, so that when the mind dissolves in the moment of self-awareness, in the moment of silent being, silent knowing, it tries to arise in a very powerful way. So don't fall for that trap. Allow it to arise. Let the mind scream for your attention. The awareness in which the screaming is happening is not bothered by it. Try to get to know yourself more and more as the awareness, the ever-present seeing, knowing, in which even the mind that is very loud and doing all sorts of things to get the attention, get the unconscious identification, no matter what it does, it is just being seen. If you see it with some preference, once again, you will get enslaved in the mind. If you see it with resistance, once again, you will fall victim to the mind. If you just see it, just paying attention to the feelings, just letting the thoughts come and go, not buying into them, not being interested in them, not going into pursuing and thinking them. In a simple way, you can just turn away from all thoughts because they're entirely conceptual. And you turn your attention to the actual feelings, actual sensations of anxiety, overwhelm. That's you facing this. Then the mind will not be able to reel you back in. And you will remain with the silent knowing, silent awareness. All right? So practice that. No amount of listening to this will help you. You have to have a foundation of practice, which means twice per day you sit down with the sole purpose of practicing this exact thing that we just mentioned. Exactly like what practice to do and all the practical side of it, I'll link down below. It's in my support group. If you join my support group, you'll get some free resources. It's mini courses that will talk you through exactly which practice will be appropriate for you based on where you are in your journey. So go through that. You have to apply it every single day in your 2 sit-down sessions and also throughout the day as much as possible. So go ahead and join that community over there. If you do need my personal assistance with your practice, and if you want a more structured way on how to apply these teachings into your life, then you can also check out my School of Awakening, which is a day-by-day meditation program that will greatly help your practice. So whatever you feel is appropriate for you, check it out in the description box below. I hope that this video helped you. I'll see you next time.